go.
2, 1. We're back with episode 17 of Operation Dad. So it feels different. I'm used to the Dads Do 75 Hard.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the signage here.
Yep.
But yeah, ready for this to be over.
9 more days.
9 more days.
8.5, really. I mean,
I'm so ready for it to be over.
Yeah, dude.
These last couple weekends, especially.
I've been putting off obviously, what am I putting off? The showers until the night, and like I just get in there and I'm like, Durr! It's
yeah,
tough.
I don't know. Mine's honestly, it's
just all the stuff.
It's the second workout.
Yeah.
Is what's really like it's got in the way.
Yeah.
2 weekends, marriage retreat, 10-year wedding anniversary. This weekend we're gonna go. Arya's Michael Jackson Extreme. He's one of those guys that put on the performances like Michael Jackson did.
Oh wow.
nice.
Elizabeth has surgery on Monday. Prom's on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then next week we have my dad's 75th birthday. Like, so it was just like, just come on, April 30th.
Yeah, no, it was tough. Like, but I'm already planning out. Like, okay, so how's this gonna look through May? Like, gonna stay on all the habits, but think we're gonna be able to write more because we're not gonna be pressing to get all of the stuff done.
Yeah.
I think we bit off a little more than we could chew, being like, we're gonna do phase 1 and we're gonna write every day and we're gonna do, and it's like, oh man, it's a lot just to get everything in.
Well, mine just changes. My hat, like the critical tasks have to change because I mean, that's not part of the critical part when some
Right. There's critical things
start,
each day.
Yeah, I gotta take a car I towed, and so it's like.
And that's the one. That's the one I keep pushing back because
and it's hard.
At 8 o'clock at night, I am just not in that mindset of okay, what do I got? Okay, what do I want to put down? And it get to that point where I'm like, all right, I'll do something else. And
I got this thing on my phone, so I typed in writer's block help on like Google because Saturday I had like a little bit of time when the kids were napping, and I was like, I do not know what, like, I don't know where to go. Like, I felt like I had like 3 pages on leadership, and I was like, this has to be longer. I know there's more, but I was just kind of stuck. So don't know if those guys will help you, and I'm gonna butcher the name. I think it's called like the Perdomo timer or something like that. So I downloaded it, and it helped a lot.
Really?
So it's 25 minutes timer. Like if you get like an hour, is kind of what they want, like the idea of it. 25 minutes of like the timer just sits there and like you can play music or you can just listen to it like click, and then at 25 minutes it like dings and you get 5 minutes to like go do whatever you want. And then when that 5-minute timer's up, then it's like, and then it restarts at 25. And so then you're done. So you get 50 minutes.
50 minutes, yeah.
But like that 25-minute timer of being like, okay, like whatever I get in 25 minutes is fine, even if I just sit here and stare at the screen. But for me, like if I'm not thinking of something, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go respond to messages. I'm gonna go check. And it's like, nope, you're focused on this one thing for just 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And it flew by, and I was like, okay, that helped. So, gonna try to start doing that like at least once a week now, and then when we get into May, trying to do it like 2 or 3 times a week and really add some more. So, for people who work like a job where you really have to focus for a little bit, I think that was a cool tool that I found. That Perdomo timer. Yeah. I'm not going to do it for the ice bath. I'll use the 5-minute rest period and be like 25 minutes out, 5 minutes in, 25 minutes out.
I didn't actually enjoy the cold plunges, so I can't. That's a nice little habit that I've really appreciated.
Oh, fantastic.
64 days and counting.
Oh, good. Here's your cookie. You can't eat it. Here comes one. Oh, this was kind of funny. So last night Sundays are always the hardest because I get up for church, like don't have time to like I try to walk in between there, and then it's just like Sunday at home, and like typically that's the day that like you go to your parents and eat it,
Yeah.
And so Ramey's on day 20 something of 75 hard, and she was like, I just like, you're right, Sundays are tough, and I was like, well, let's just go pick up chicken like from Dirty's, like that feels like a cheat for us, like when we're on this. Yep, Naked Wings, like just pick those up, and we were gonna. Her parents is in between here and Charleston. And so we get out there, and her mom's cooking for the college kids.
Oh, yeah.
And she made these cookie drop brownies, where it's like brownies with like cookie dough dropped in the middle. And the whole house smelled like brownies. And I was good. I was like, nah, no big deal. Ramey's like, 1 bite isn't a cheat. And I'm like, the way your eyes look right now, that's 1,000% a cheat. Like, you're sitting over there. She's like hovering over the thing. And the point of that story was she was like, we have to leave. Like, we have to leave now. And I'm like, you're fine. Like, she's sitting over there, and she's staring at him. And I'm just watching her. And then I go into the kitchen, she's eating an orange. She's like, I just needed something.
Yeah.
And so she's eating an orange, and we get in the car and leave, and we make it like, I don't know, a mile down the road. And she's like, man, that's such a good analogy for like life and just sin in general.
Yeah.
She's like, because it would have been so good in the moment.
Yep.
And she's like, but then I would be like crying on the way home, being like, why did I do that? I threw away 20 days for a bite of a brownie. And she's like, guess what? The brownie will be there on day 76.
Yep.
And she's like, that's just a great thing for anything in our life that's like temporary, or like, you know, we're like, oh, I want to do this. I'm going to, you know, whether it's drinking, girls, whatever it is, looking at something you're not supposed to, right? It's like temporary. Oh, this is what I want. Then afterwards, it's like that guilt and that like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Like, and she was just like, I'm so glad I didn't do it. And I'm like, well, yeah, I wasn't gonna let you. I was gonna smack the spoon out of your hand.
But the first time I Peter Parker you.
Yeah. But I just thought it was really good, and it was cool to see her mindset change. In that, like, because
then you realize how food has control over you.
Yes, and it did smell good.
I bet.
But I was like, I'm
to be.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Well, then Ramey's like, all right, on day 76, you have to make me these because I want. She's like, I just want one, but like, I won't eat the whole pan again. But like, it was like, yeah. So it was cool to see that.
Yeah, good for her. That's awesome. Because you don't really understand just how much those things have control over you.
Oh yeah.
Until you're confronted with it, and you're gonna. If you weren't there, what would have? I mean, and then.
Right, but I think she's at the point now where it wouldn't. But it was definitely like that was her. She said that was her first time in 20 days where she was like,
Tempted.
"This is worth it. Like this is worth it.
Really,
like this is where I want it." And I was like,
Test
"You
day.
don't." I was like, "You don't even like sweets." She's like, "Yes, I do like those."
Mom made them. Of course I
Yeah.
like them.
Oh, and going to the parents' house is the worst.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
it's so tough.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. Did you hear that we had one fall off the wagon?
Yeah. Shout out, but we'll give some grace to Casey.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
because we went by there.
She was moving.
Yeah.
All that stuff, but she did say she could have done it.
Yeah.
She just chose like. She was like, I gave into I'm moving, like, it's busy, I'm just not going to go walk, like, I'm not going to do it, I'm just quitting. She gave into it, so she's going to continue working out every day, so, it, like what we talked about, like, even if you only make it 20 days, there's things that stick.
Yeah.
So she was working out, like, 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Now she's like, I'm going to continue to go 5 days a week.
Right.
Like, to the gym, and work out, and eat, and those things. So, like, while the program was too much stuff, for her, like, she's still implementing some of the habits, which is good.
Because she messaged Mike Kelsey and the next day and claimed that, told her that she failed. Because we went over there before we left just to see the house and just, and so, like, I knew it was going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But I was actually really proud of her because just the integrity of her to admit that she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That, because I guarantee you there's probably been people who have probably fudged a little bit. I mean, it's just.
Oh, when I got your like little signs or certificates, I had to like click through like 14 different windows. It was like, did you actually do this?
Really?
Are you integral? Like, did you complete all 75 days without missing a single thing? And then it was like, yes. And then it was like, are you lying? No. And it was like, I was like, dang.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
I was like,
like,
all right, Andy, making me click all these buttons. I'm like, I think they did.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
dang.
But no, because I just think about, just doing what's right when no one's looking.
Yeah.
And she took it upon herself. Like, that says a lot about someone's character.
Yes.
And granted, this is just a program, but like, that she's going to incorporate that in her relationships.
Yes.
In her spiritual walk. Like, so there's integrity with that person. And Kelsey and I were talking about, too, from a conviction standpoint of who was checking in on her. It was conviction for us.
Yeah.
Like, you knew that she was busy,
moving, but didn't check
like,
in.
hey, and Kelsey's like, I probably should have went with a walk with her instead of going to the gym with you.
Yeah.
Because then she could have got that, because you knew that's what she was probably going to miss.
Yep.
And that's what she probably should. And so, like, she felt that conviction as a sister in Christ of, like, man, I kind of failed you too.
But come on, man, the Villa Pizza.
I know. I saw that.
I saw it too. I was like, so yeah, I would have chose not to walk and been like, well, I guess I can eat this now. But no, I think like that's really good. And for everybody else still on it, you don't have to show us your integrity by failing. You can just stick with it. We'll know you're full of integrity.
Yeah.
So that's good. Nice. All right, Vince. How are you rolling here?
Good. We didn't have kids this weekend, but it was still crazy busy. It seemed like I got up. We got our meeting early Saturday. Rolled from that straight into basketball. Rolled from that straight into the men's group breakfast.
Nice.
Went straight from there. Went home.
Cold plunge.
Yeah.
Breakfast, cold plunge.
Yep. Breakfast, cold plunge. Came home. Did some work around the house. Kelsey and I went Champaign for the day. Did some shopping and got some books. Oh yeah.
Was there a time in your life, every time I go into a bookstore, I'm like, this is weird. Like,
when you walk out with 3 books, you're like, yeah, never would have done that.
Secret time. Bookstores make me poop.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
do you guys feel that?
You got to locate the
Bathroom right
Yeah,
after.
man,
as
I'm
soon as you
good.
walk in.
So you know what I'm talking about,
Yes,
right?
as soon as you go into Barnes and Noble.
Oh, yes.
Straight back to the right.
You don't get that?
I don't get you get that relaxed.
No, I don't know what it is, but it's like the second I start browsing books, I'm like, I gotta go take the craziest dump.
I gotta go drop a dookie.
Oh, dude, it is crazy. Like, if I ever am constipated, I'm like, Ramy, I'm going to Barnes and Noble.
I'm gonna take a 45-minute drive to Barnes and Noble.
I always go in. Kelsey always sits in the truck, so I'm always like, I feel like I need to hurry. So
Yeah.
I don't want her,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
sitting out there by herself, and
Yeah.
but she's content with
Yeah.
it. So I went in, got story on Michael Jordan. What was the other one I got?
A dad one.
Yeah, it was, to me, he was just dad. And it's just stories from the kids growing up with famous dads. So there's like Mick Jagger and all the kinds of just random
cool.
people. I'm like, well, that'll be cool.
Ric Flair.
And then I don't remember what the third one was I got, but yeah. She's like, well, that'll only last you like 2 months.
Yeah.
Did you take a doogie?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
No.
those are the coveted thrones right there. Barnes and Noble's
Yeah.
porcelain throne there.
Wow.
Yeah, so then we got home, just hung out Saturday. Like, that's the best thing I told her this weekend. We go out for date night or whatever on the weekends. It's a day date. Like, let's go get lunch.
Yeah.
And then we come back and at like 6:30 we're in our jammies and just hanging out watching a movie.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is so much better than having to worry about getting home at 9 or 10 o'clock. Like, I'm already relaxed.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
When we went to that marriage retreat night one, Ramy was like, this ends at 9:30.
She's ready for bed.
She was like, why does the last session start at 7:30? She's like, don't they know we have to go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was late. I remember I didn't like that.
But I think what Vince was saying, like, look at how you front loaded a Saturday, which is typically like the sleep in, like do that. Well, the way you've prioritized and organized your life, like you got all that stuff out of the way before most people rolled out of bed on a Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And that used to be like the day to sleep in before we had little ones. But now like we still are up at 5:30 on every day, Sunday, Saturday.
Yep.
And yeah, we still go to bed early, but it's like you're so much more productive in the morning, and like it shifted from like the drinks out on the patio at 9 o'clock at night to like, oh man, this cup of coffee at 6 a.m. while the kids are asleep is like the best time because you can actually talk and communicate. You know, you're not just sitting there. And so I think looking at that, like how that's changed just your daily, like how you approach life in general, like front loading everything versus like I got to go do this later.
Well, and it's like people hate Monday so much is because they've spent their entire weekend trying to put so much on their plate that weekend. They continue to run themselves even more. You know, there's so much lag there because they've compared it to jet lag.
Yep.
Because you've already worked, you know, throughout the course of the week, stay up late Friday night, you kind of halfway sleep in late on Saturday, which is out of your routine, which then turns into whatever your Saturday may look like. So then that begins that snowball, and Monday rolls around, you got to do that whole work thing again, and it takes you almost 2 days to really and so then it's just a constant just revolving. So like you front load everything, you really shouldn't change your sleep patterns at all.
You never get the recovery time. Like Friday night, if you're in the typical like 9 to 5 American style of like go out Friday night, sleep in Saturday, stay out Saturday night. Oh, Sunday comes. Now I got to try to get everything done to prepare for Monday.
Yep.
But I feel like crap Sunday, so now Sundays are terrible because I'm looking at the week ahead.
Yep.
And then, oh man, now I got to get up Monday morning. And it's like, well, if you just step to a routine, like your routine, then Saturday does kind of free up where it can be a family day or go on a day date because you've got everything done. And yeah, you are home by 7 o'clock and you can unwind and relax and go to bed. So
yeah, we had a conversation about that this weekend about changing some things up to be a little bit more consistent. And it's just as simple as when we go grocery shopping and not doing it on Sundays, changing it throughout the course of the work, the week.
Saturday morning usually.
Or
right after men's group, I'm like, all right, I'm going to Walmart because everybody else is still asleep at 7 o'clock.
Dude, if you can get to a grocery store when they open Like I can't do that now. I mean, I could, but we're just not in the way we schedule things. But when I was living in Florida, I would go to work out on Saturday morning, and then I would go straight to Publix.
Mhm.
And like, there's no one there.
Yeah.
No one.
Yep.
Go to a Publix at 6 or Walmart or wherever at 6:30 on a Saturday.
Nobody there.
You're the
Yeah.
only one there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to go Thursday when I've got Ari's dyslexia. And I have both kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's by herself.
Yeah.
She can get it done.
Get it done.
She can prep what she wants that night while we're still gone. And Friday, if I'm home, I can either do the rest or I can start on it. So we have the whole weekend of new food. So we're not, because Friday usually it's always when we're empty.
Low.
We don't
Yeah.
have any. And so weekend we're like, and that's when the struggle kicks in because then we barely have anything to eat
And
on.
then you're going to eating out
You
or
know,
picking
yeah.
stuff up.
So I'm like,
yeah.
if we can get through the weekend, then by Wednesday, if we're picking, because they're at school with food, I can figure stuff out. She can figure stuff out, and then Thursday we're resetting.
Yeah.
That's really smart. We're doing a finance meeting tonight and with Rainy,
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna bring that
Bring
up
it up.
because she was like, we need to start shopping at Aldi and stuff versus
Mhm.
just doing the pickup. So
Yeah, we only do $100 a week.
nice. I like that number. And you got 5 kids, so
5 kids.
well, 5 of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elizabeth's
5
kind of a little bit on her.
Yeah,
She does get a little bit of what she wants, but she still comes home for lunch.
5
and-
mouths to feed, not
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
kids.
So
You want
it's-
2 more?
No.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Heading into your homework, which hopefully you guys thought about.
Oh man.
And you're gonna have to think about it on the spot.
I thought about it like we were driving home Saturday and I was talking to Kelsey about it. And then we got home, got relaxed,
Good.
went golfing all day Sunday. So I was like,
What'd you shoot?
100
Mm.
at the Charleston Country Club, which
Wait, 36, right?
Yeah, I wish. I had
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
That sounds like me though.
first time out though, so I wasn't too bad. But
I need to get back out to the links.
the wind and cold.
Oh
the
yeah.
best thing at like, so when we about front loading and preparing and all this stuff, before I even went, like I'm getting my clubs ready, getting dressed, I made sandwiches, protein
Mhm,
shakes,
yeah.
grabbed an apple. Normally you go there and I'm gonna grab a soda and
Yeah.
a hot
Hot
dog,
dog.
and I'm like, oh,
Just
no.
$30.
So I went
Peanut
and
M&Ms.
prepared with all my stuff, and then
It was good.
Yeah.
all day long I was like just cruising along.
And you shot 100.
Yeah.
Because you were prepared.
Could have been a lot worse. It's
Yeah.
a tough course.
Well, yeah, and hey,
Well, it's windy out there too.
if I
Yeah.
can break 100, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
250s. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Where were we? Oh,
Homework.
homework. Yeah. So, what 3 things are you currently doing on a daily basis that your family sees and that you want to impact them? And then what's something you want to add and be intentional about your family seeing you do consistently to have impact?
Currently doing, having 2 kids that are of working age and both have jobs. I mean, they do but just not just the work at the job, but the work at home.
Mm.
So I'm trying to get them to, when you come home, put your stuff down, give me 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Empty the dishwasher, swap over the laundry, take the trash out. That's all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to implement that. I was like, because then it's done. You don't
Right.
have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just so trying to get them to realize that 10 minutes now makes up for 20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Peyton, an hour's worth of schoolwork makes up for a weekend of having to cram
Cram.
everything in.
Yeah.
Do an hour a night. So that kind of work. What else? Just the consistency.
Mm.
I mean, up every day, 4 o'clock at the gym. Again, 64 days straight of plunging.
Yeah.
However many days straight of going to the gym, whether it's just to ride a bike or stretch or whatever, but still going through and getting the rest of the stuff done. Like
Yeah.
this program is just a big thing with me is just consistency. Just
Mhm.
every day getting that power list done, winning every single
Mhm.
day. Then the third one, I'm a big kid. Play around.
that's
Like I love to just the fact that I can still get on the ground and wrestle
Yeah.
and play
Yeah.
and have fun and then get up and not be like
Yeah.
like that's fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Love having especially the little one run around and I want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Throw me on the beanbag. Let's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
And
yeah.
now that it's nice outside, go to the park and do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Beer across the street's awesome.
it is great. Those would be my 3. And then the one, what was the one that you want to?
One that you want to either do more of or that you want to be consistent with that they can see.
Probably be. It'd probably be on the financial side.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to teach, like, Kelsey and I do ours, and we're not by any means great. We're not bad. We're kind of hovering right there. We got, we put money back. We spend what we have to, but again, 2 teenagers that have jobs and they're just like, oh, I got money in my pocket. I need to go burn it. And I'm like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Just because you have this gift card or this 25% off somewhere, what do you need? Do you need anything from that store? Well, no. Then you don't need to go.
Yeah, save it.
Yeah,
Good.
put it in your pocket. Like, you're both 17 years old. You're going to be going to school or something, wanting to move out on your own or buy a new car. Like, every dollar adds up in the long run. So that would be the one.
That's good. That's fine because they don't teach it.
No.
And I was a poor example of it for a long time. So it's good that because that age needs it.
And we both struggled. Like, that's the thing with Kelsey and I. We both struggled and lived that paycheck to paycheck and used credit cards to pay for this and then just constantly shuffling. And now we're at a point where if we want to do something, we can go do it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always do it just because.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we go, what's the benefit of it?
Right.
Like, we'd rather save it now and then do something bigger later.
Yep.
And they just don't get it. Like, they just the hard part
immaturity.
with them
It'll
is
come.
that fast food.
Oh,
I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab this. DoorDash
$30
is
for
the
DoorDash.
worst.
Oh, you mean I got a $14 meal and then I got a $3 delivery fee and then it comes in at $60.
Elizabeth learned a lesson hard one time.
And
never
it
again.
just breeds laziness.
Yeah.
I can't. Somebody was
Yeah.
on a podcast like, you can't get your butt up and drive to Arby's to get your meal.
Yeah.
You'd rather spend an extra $20 for somebody to bring it to you.
Yeah. While we were king of the castle. La 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 la.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'll let Adam keep thinking on his.
No, I got it.
Oh,
I
you
was
got
just
it?
kidding.
All
I
right,
was
good.
messing around.
You're messing.
I did not. I was not.
Well, that was nice off the cuff. Those are good ones. All right.
Well, because I asked. Because
Oh.
I couldn't. I'm not one of those guys that can
Next
sit there.
level.
I just don't think that I can look at myself and.
Weren't you the
It's
one
kinda like
last
the
week that said
self-love.
look in the mirror?
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I don't. When it comes to the kind words of self-love, like I'm not one of those that I always feel like that I can.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know. Toot my horn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
I get it.
So I had to ask.
I asked Kelsey, and she's like, "This is your project. You got to figure it out." I'm like,
I like that.
"Thanks, Kelsey. All right, figure it out."
Elizabeth was the first one to respond, and she came up with, because I asked the same question: discipline, hard work, compassion, caring, helpfulness. So I was like, the old heartstrings are getting tugged on her a little bit whenever she said that.
He's like, how'd that make you feel?
And I was like, man, that's just like, because again, the non-biological part of it,
Yeah.
it's just like, man, that's just, and being around her since she was 3 is just, I don't know, it really tugged on the heartstrings a little bit. And then Kelsey's was, she said the same as Elizabeth's, but obedient. And so then whenever I read those and I think about them, it's good to see that they're witnessing those types of things because, a lot of times, not that I need the witness or the attaboys, but to know that they are seeing what it is that I'm actually trying to implement within our family, especially them two being the 2 older women in the house. It's nice to know that Elizabeth looks at me in those types of ways that I know that at least I'm kind of preaching her a little bit because I do worry sometimes that I don't.
Right.
It's just one ear out the other type thing.
So it feels like that's proof
it's
that
reciprocated.
it's sinking in a little bit of what you're
It's
saying.
finally been reciprocated and back to me, knowing that she's actually seeing, witnessing, and now maybe actually starting to implement some of these things in her own daily life. And that's the train starting to move.
Yeah.
So and I was really thrilled that when Kelsey said obedient because I have prided myself a lot lately in the last few years with my spiritual walk and just trying to be obedient to God and listen to what He seeks me out to do instead of, because last week we talked about dying to self, because I spent so many years of being pretty selfish. And so it was good that she kind of, again, saw the same thing that they did. But the one thing that I wanted to model is I want to try to bring back more chivalry.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Like
Good one.
just as being a man and having a young boy. The trying. I even told Ari this last Thursday because I opened the door for her, and because I'm like, stop, because I want her to know that a man that doesn't do that for her may not be worth her time.
Yep.
And also with him seeing me do that for her and all the ladies in our home, he knows that's what you're supposed to do. And so then like that chivalry of just like and I get it today. They want to look at everything as a weakness, but like there's so much more strength in a man who can actually do those types of things and be comfortable doing those types of things. Like that makes any man stronger than any guy who wants to like. Then you can meet me in an alley. Yeah, you can probably beat me up, but like my overall.
Well, they probably couldn't catch you.
Yeah, maybe that's true, but but it's just
You're
the
gonna have to
idea.
catch you in an octagon because you'll be gone.
Yeah, I can hop that fence maybe. But yeah, so like I'm going to try to like just be more intentional about just the car doors, the polite words, the just the softer heart, but also still show that strength of discipline and my words hopefully will speak volumes, but not in the point where I yell. Like I'm just stern. So yeah, just chivalry was something that I'm really trying to focus more on these. Whenever you sent that out,
I like it. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like thinking on these, like, well, I came up with the homework, so I thought about them for a while, and then they've changed a couple
Cheater.
times. But I think the first one is like to dream. Like I want Asher and Addie because they're young. They're not really seeing a lot right now. You know what I mean? But I want them to be creative and have an imagination and dream. And it's okay to like think that I'm Mufasa and you're the hyenas and like just play like crazy. Like I want all that, but I want that to translate as they get older. Like Dad never stopped having a vision and dreamed and chased things and then went after them. So I want to continue to show that. I think right now I do a good job of it, but I don't want that to fade as I get older or to lose that. And then the second, like hard work. Like I want them to see like working hard, like working for stuff and putting forth effort and giving your all. And effort's a choice, and like you can choose to put effort in or you can choose not to give it effort. I think like back to my story, I didn't give a lot of effort to football in high school, but then I saw the benefits of it when you put forth effort and you tried and did things. And even when you fail, like you get to go and be like, well, I gave it my best shot. I gave it the effort that it deserved.
Yeah.
And then, oh boy, what was the other one? There's another good one.
Oh.
There's another good one that I felt like I'm doing right now that I want to continue to do. That has left my mind. Okay, I'll go to what I want to work on. I think through the marriage retreat and things, like I want to show Addie and Asher like what it's like to love your spouse in like a way that like because we've been married almost 6 years, so like continuing to like be like, okay, this is like what it looks like to love, like to have someone that's worthy of helping you, to be a husband, to lead her and lead them so that they know what to look for in a spouse. So I think doing a better job of that and being intentional with it in front of them. And so that's something I want to work on. And then the thing that I'm good at and that can also be a detriment, that I hope they see it in a good light, is my parents were always really, really good about serving. Like I remember like Christmas Day, we did Christmas on Christmas Eve because they were going to do a dinner at the church for all the people that didn't have a place to go for Christmas Day. So we'd take all our Christmas Eve stuff and go play in the gym at the church while my parents hosted a dinner. Like my mom and dad are always the first to like go do stuff and leave the house and go serve and go be with somebody or sit with somebody. And so I think right now I'm good at that because it's my ministry and things like that, where if somebody messages me, at times that can take the priority over my family. But I want them to see like why that's important. Like I want them to know I love them well and I'm here for them. But then sometimes there's times when someone else needs us.
Yeah.
Like and right now it's Dad, but sometimes it's gonna be Mom. And then there's gonna come a time when it's you, Asher, or it's you, Addie, that you've got a friend that, hey, it's 9:00 and she's having a hard time, like, and they want to talk with you on that. Like, will you be willing to sacrifice your time to do that? And so continuing to do that in a way, but finding balance in it where it's not like where they resent it.
Yep.
I think is that hard balance of like, I'm resenting that dad's leaving to go do this, but I want him to see like, this is why we're doing this. This is why we serve. This is why we're setting up tables and chairs. This is why we're going and doing this. And creating in them like a servant heart, so that they want to help their community.
Do you ever think though, once they get older and a little bit more mature, you would be able to take them with you on some of those?
Yeah. Like I can't wait. Like I was telling her, like I can't wait for the days. And I don't want to rush their childhood,
No.
right? Like those toddler years. But I was already thinking, like, man, like when Asher's just like Aria's age,
Yeah.
like you bringing them here with you is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to have them come to the gym
Yeah.
with me or come to the church with me and just be around and be able to just run around with me. Because like the things I do isn't like they can't be there,
Mhm.
you know, but they can come alongside. Right now they can't
No.
because Asher needs veggie straws and Addie needs a bottle and Addie pooped her pants and Addie's screaming. So like those are things that are different. But
Seasons, baby.
right,
Yeah.
seasons. But yeah, looking forward to getting to bring them alongside. Like, hey, we're gonna go take this person a meal. Hey, we're gonna go do this, where they can serve alongside it and make it fun.
Mhm.
I think is important. Like, not making it feel like work, but making it, man, serving can be fun. To give of yourself to others is rewarding. And
That's
so
that joy.
yeah, encouraging that in
Yeah.
them, and finding ways to pull Raimi in, because right now it's hard to pull Raimi into that stuff because someone's got to stay with the kids,
Yeah.
and that's not always
That's-
fair. That's not always fair to her. But again, seasons.
Yeah.
And so there's going to come a time where we get to do those things as a family, and that's going to be really cool. But right now we're just in a different season.
Yeah.
So continuing to show that, but finding balance in it.
Yeah. And patience.
Yeah.
You know, because it does get, that age is, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's definitely not easy. Especially two of them. That,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, it's good. Asher likes to get rowdy too, though, so it's good.
It's good.
Like it, which leads to our word of the week. If I can pull up the word here, you know what the
I do know
what the word is.
because I'm reading the book.
Yeah, it is. We've done. This is our last word in the book.
Yeah.
This is the only. These are the only words that Andy Priscilla thinks are important. I'm just kidding. It is gratitude. So I know I was thinking that song all day. Yeah, it's good. Brandon Lake.
Yeah, great.
Hey, wait, who sings it?
Right.
Oh, good.
You're right.
Let him do it.
Yeah. But I'm fun. He's got headphones on. They can't hear me.
Webster's Dictionary is the state of being grateful or thankful. Andy says you won't ever be truly happy until you can be grateful. You can't ever reach your goals until you show gratitude for where you're beginning from. To have true mental toughness means being thankful, even for the hardship that life throws your way, because it will help you become an even better and stronger version of yourself than you were before.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get where you're at now without starting somewhere else, and especially if you're on the upslope of life, you got to look back and go, man, I'm so glad that I'm not still doing this that kept me down and kept me beaten and broken, and man, look how much better I am now, and just looking forward to what's coming up next. And yeah, so like personally, if I would have been still drinking, like I would not be where I'm at. So super grateful that I made that choice to give that up, and everything else. I mean, life is tough. It really is. There's not an easy day, but just be grateful and have the gratitude that you woke up today. And that, yeah, it may be tough, but you're still here. You still have friends and family around that's going to support you and keep you climbing up that hill.
Well, it's that, that attitude of gratitude. You know, if you can have that mindset of, you know, I've got air in my lungs. I'm up today. I'm upright. I'm able to do some of these things. And there's so many people that have more of that jealous mindset. Like, I should show a lot more gratefulness for what other people are able to accomplish because it motivates me. I'm not jealous of them. I'm happy for them because it helps motivate me. When whether I see it's you guys in the gym or like just even like the example, just the fact that you're able to cold plunge the way you are, like just these last 20 some odd days of me doing it, like it has gotten so much easier to like not think about it as much. And then just being so grateful about the bad times, because without those bad times, I can't see this growth, because I I stay in a complacent mindset of instead of being grateful for the goods and the bads. And if you don't have that attitude of gratitude, then honestly, like what am I serving? What is my purpose if I'm not being grateful for the things that I have? Because I am super blessed. I could die today, and I could literally look at my life and say, man, I had a good life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's better than what it was when I was a kid, and ultimately that's what we always think that we should have.
Yeah.
And or I could stay exactly where I'm at for the most part with what we have, and I would be completely content. You know, but I know that's not going to happen because we strive.
Yep.
You know, we want more for ourselves, and so I guess I do feel that gratefulness of being able to just have those gift, talents, and abilities that I was blessed with, and I mean I'm super grateful for your Creator even to give me those. You know, so just gratitude's always it's a good word. It does a lot for me internally to think about with what I do.
So you said something, and it took me back to Saturday during breakfast, and somebody made a comment about, well, you know, you wish you could go back and take away the bad choices you made, and then somebody else said, well, but think about it. If you didn't make those bad choices, you think you'd be sitting where you're at today?
Mm-hmm.
Like your whole life trajectory would change course without those bad choices. So you know, just be grateful that you made it through those and came out on the other side.
Yeah, it's so good. I think, like, I forget who said it, but it's like that, what's the word? It's a tough day today. Yeah, man. Normally I'm quick with it.
Enough, apparently.
Like, the mindset of scarcity mindset. Like, there's not enough. Like, I have to take care because there's not, but like, everyone can win. Like, around me, everyone can be successful. It's not because their success doesn't take away from mine. And so I think that's a big part of it is not having the scarcity mindset that like if other dads got together and started doing this, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, well, they can't do that because we're doing it. It's like, no, there's a large amount, like we can share in the success, we can both grow and things like that. So same with gyms or church, whatever it is, you know. And so I think going back to gratitude, it's humbling, right, to sit back and be grateful for where you're at, because we talk so much about striving and growing and getting to the next level, but to take a moment and be grateful for where you are and be like, man, I'm so grateful that I have a wife and healthy kids, and you know, thinking back to Asher, like he was in the ICU for 4 days. Like I'm so grateful that he's happy and can run and play and yell really loud and jump off the bed and all these things. Like, to take a moment and be grateful for those times that it was hard and it was scary, because now you get to see the other side. But then also sit back and be grateful for the moments that were really good that have passed, and now you get to make new ones. So I think gratitude's a tricky word because it's the positivity, it's the humbleness, it's the reflection, and you don't want to get caught staring at that. But sometimes it's good to take that walk and look at the lake or the pond and just look at yourself and look down and be like, man, I'm grateful for where I'm at and where I'm planted right now, because it's also that gratitude of like, I don't know what's to come, but I'm grateful for whatever it is, whether it's good or bad. I think Paul wrote, like, I don't boast, like, my weakness, I boast in Christ's strength. Yeah. Like, that's the gratefulness I have. That, like, one day we're all going to be back together again, because it's not anything that we've done, but the grace, His grace. So it's like that's even greater. Like, that's the most grateful we can be. So I think to sit back and be like, man, whatever happens today, I'm grateful for, because I know the end of the story. Yeah. Whatever happens, whatever my shortcomings or my weaknesses are, I'm grateful for those because they're made perfect in Christ's strength. And so for me, I think gratitude is just like sitting there and being, grateful, and then humbling yourself to be like, man, this isn't just because of me. This is all the people around me. This is all my experiences and community and people in my life that has done this. And it's all the things I've read and the podcasts I've listened to and all these things that have helped shape me and mold me into who I am. And I want to continue to grow in that, but be grateful for the moments I've had and grateful for whatever tomorrow brings, whether it's good or bad.
100%. Because I mean, for some people this might be a hard pill to swallow, but the death of my mom, I'm grateful for, because of where it's led me to. A 24-day diagnosis leading into death, an uncertainty, and that happens. I hit a wall, but through all that, I'm here, right here in this moment because of that. because it led me to a path down where I needed to seek more of God. I needed to handle my marriage a little bit differently. I needed to raise my kids a little bit differently, and it was through that I am where I'm at. That growth it came because probably a majority is because of that, and so I know that as much as I would love for her to be here to witness some of these things, I know that deep down she would want me to stop right there. She'd want me to continue on and get better.
And some of those things may not have happened if she, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
If she, so it's just like, and that's that's not up to me. That's and then so like, but I have to be grateful for that because it was given to me as a gift to be able to pursue something more than what I was doing then. Because then I wasn't doing anything. I was still a boy, and I'm starting to slowly grow into a man. Probably more so than I was. So
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
I mean, she still sees it.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. She
Yeah,
still
I
sees
do.
everything
Yeah.
you're doing and is up there
Yeah.
just smiling ear
Oh,
to
yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
Grateful that she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
able to help.
Yeah, and so like that helps me. That the kids still talk. Everyone, we all still talk about her. So she's still around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and you had the same experience
Yeah.
today. So it's like, it's just it's awesome when those things happen. It really is.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think so. With that, like listeners, think about if you hadn't thought about those from last
Yeah.
week, like think about where you're impacting and where you want to have impact, and what gratitude means to you, and how you can take a stance of being more grateful today. Like, what are you grateful for? And think about those things. Next week is our final week of phase 1. Praise the Lord. But so that will mean next week will be like, gosh, will be like 3 days or something like that until it's over. 2 days when we record on Monday.
Yeah, we'll record on Monday. Will be day 29.
So we'll end the next
We'll
day.
end on Tuesday, the 30th.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we'll be fine. I might not. Okay.
well, we can move. We can do Tuesday next week
Maybe.
if we want to, because I think I have the kids Monday. So yeah, we'll do Tuesday.
Surgery is Monday morning.
Oh yeah, we'll do Tuesday. And then it'll be the final one. So
Yeah.
homework there. Things you've learned from phase 1,
Mhm.
the challenge of phase 1, and things you're gonna take and apply when it's over. Because then we'll take that break and start phase 2.
Yep.
So that'll be good. So all the people out there still on 75 Hard, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, keep crushing it. Be sure to share the show, Operation Dad, on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Love all the support.
Yes.
We're slowly working on the next phase of whatever this is of Operation Dad. So be on the lookout for things that we're doing and trying to work through. Because I think the cool thing for the listeners that have been with us from the beginning and even starting now, like, you're going to get to see, and we'll talk about like what we're going through and trying to do some things and kind of give like some practical application of us trying to do the apparel side and writing the book and getting to the Arnold and all those things that we've talked about. You get to kind of come on that journey along with us. And that'll be cool to listen to and for us to look back on.
Yeah. Just real quick.
Yeah.
Like we keep talking, and guys, we've talked, I've had people reach out and need this guidance from us and whatnot. If you're struggling with anything, please just, whether it be the 3 of us, somebody close to you, whatever, reach out and we're here to help no matter what we got to do. Like I said, I got 2 friends that I'm working with now, just trying to get them back on track and taking control of their lives and not letting life control them. So,
It's good.
yeah, just, we may seem like we've got it all together every week we're in here and we're doing all this, but trust me, there are days that we lean on each other. Hey, man, I'm struggling with this and this and that. So reach out, like, just don't keep it in and let it, because it'll just eat you from the inside out.
Yeah. Show your vulnerabilities because that's the best way to grow.
I like it. Be coachable. Like reach out. Like, if we all played sports, we had coaches and things that directed us and guided us, and then at some point in life you lose that coach and you lose that accountability, and so find it. Find it within, whether it's us, whether it's somebody in your life. Those tools are important and those people are important.
Yeah. I use the analogy with one of them that, again, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
You didn't get to where you are in one day.
Yeah.
So this process to getting back to where you were isn't going to happen overnight. Right. So we'll just, each day is a brick. And brick by brick will get you built back up to where you were, where you want to be.
Slowly chip away at the wall, because in each brick that falls, you lay that new path every day.
I like it.
100%.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was episode 17.
Peace.
Hit 'em!